Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is for Christmas. I'm using the new stamp set and die bundle that is Merry and Bright. I also use the Stylish Shapes dies for the shapes there. And I use the Merry, Bold, and Bright Designer Series paper. This box measures 3.5 by 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, so it's pretty big. And inside I have some baked goods. This one is a brownie. I wanted to make cookies, but I didn't have the ingredients or the time for cookies, so I just made a brownie mix. So this, yeah, it fits just about right. It could be a little bit taller than this, but you can fit 2 or 3 cookies in here if you wanted to for gifts or bake sales or office people. But that's our project today. This is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax, okay? And I will send you a little something. This month, any purchase over $50 qualifies for a free set of fall or Halloween coasters. Okay, fabric ones that I sewed myself. All right, so what we need for this project is a piece of real red that is 10 by 6.5 of the Merry, Bright, and Bold Designer Series paper. We need 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, 2 pieces that are 1 by 3 1/4 for the sides, 1 piece that is 7/8 by 3 1/4 for up here, and then 1 for the back that is 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, I just made this one bigger so I could fit the sentiment on there. I cut a square out of garden green cardstock. It is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and a circle from the inked Botanicals Designer Series paper. You could just do a circle with the crushed curry cardstock if you want. You don't have to use the DSP. But this circle is 2.5, and both of these I use the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, and then I cut one of the, let me show you, this twirly one here of the die. I guess it's the light electric wire out of garden green. All right, let me get my Simply Scored. Oh, and we need basic white for stamping. I forgot about that. All right, so let me just put my Simply Scored down, and we're going to start on the 10-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 3/4, 6, and 9 1/2. Turn it to the 6.5-inch side and score at 1 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 3/4. All right, now we're going to fold and burnish, and this top piece that is 3/4 inch, just kind of fold that back a little bit because that's going to be up here. We don't have to burnish them the other way. So when it's the long way here, just push that up and then fold and burnish all the rest. Okay, so I have my skinny rectangle over here. It is 1 1/4 inch strips right here and on the left, and then there is a 3/4 inch strip at the top. And this is what we're going to do. Relatively easy as boxes go. Okay, so let's start on the bottom left. Go to the first score line and cut it to the first score line and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of this square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge up a little bit into that skinny rectangle. Follow the skinny rectangle up and wedge a little bit off the top. And that's all for the cutting. So this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now I'm going to take my tear and tape and put it on what's left of the skinny rectangle next to the score line. Take your pick tool to get the backing off. Okay, flip the whole thing over and then flip over the side with the tape, and then we're going to match the other side to meet it. Alright, so now this is our back where the seam is. Push that side tabs in and put a little bit of glue on them. Okay, oops, pull your back flap down and then put some glue here and push your front flap down and just make sure that your sides are even. And then flip it over and push down the flaps inside to make sure they adhere. Great. And that is your box. Okay, now we need our DSP, which is Merry, Bold, and Bright. And the two pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 are going to go on the main body on the front and the back. All right, the two pieces that are 1 by 3 1/4 are going to go on those sides here. The one piece that is 7/8 by 3 1/4 is going to go on this top section here. And then the last piece that is 3/4 by 3 1/4 is going to go on that back piece right there. All right, and I'm going to put them all on with liquid glue. Okay, now we're just going to let this dry a little bit and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to get my basic white and we're going to be using Real Red ink, Garden Green, Cherry Cobbler, and Granny Apple Green. All right, we'll start with the Real Red. And we're going to do one of these bulbs. I love these bulbs. These are my childhood bulbs. I miss them. They were C6, I think, for inside and C9 for outside. They used up a lot of energy, but I really loved them. They looked so beautiful on a tree. I miss them a lot. But we have a tree that's nice now. It has the lights on it and they sparkle. They don't flash because flashing gives me, I don't know, a headache. So they actually, this one, they just twinkle, you know, not too aggressive. So I do miss the old ones sometimes, but they used a lot. And one time when our tree was real, when we took it down after Christmas, it had like all brown marks on the pine needles, so that was needed to go, I guess. All right, so then we need Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to wipe this down. You could use your Stampin' scrub if you want to, but I just want to do it quick with a baby wipe. All right, and then I'm just gonna make sure it's dried off with this. Good. Okay, and then I'm gonna put another bulb there. Perfect. Okay, and then we need Garden Green. Oops. And we're going to do the little caps. Now on the, you can stamp them, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to stamp them, but you could also cut them out of either black or silver, and there's dies with like little lines in them, so they look more real. They were silver, I think, if I remember right. Some of them were black, some of them. I'm going to do mine in Garden Green. So we need 2 of those. All right. And then also in Garden Green, we're going to do the little filament inside the green bulb. Just like that. And then I'm going to wipe this one off. Okay, and then we need Cherry Cobbler for the filament in the Real Red bulb. Okay. And then let's do our sentiment too. I'm going to do the Merry in red. I love these little block sentiments like this. They're so easy to cut out. Okay, so that's Merry. Okay, and then I'm going to do Christmas in Granny Apple Green. Alrighty. Now I just need to use the dies for the bulbs. And I will use this one. They give you 2 of each, so these 2 for the red and green bulbs, and then these 2 for the caps here, and the sentiment will cut out. And I'll be right back. All right, now we're just going to attach these little caps onto the end of the bulbs with a little bit of liquid glue, and there's a little tab on the end of the bulb, so I probably should have just put glue on that. And then just let it dry just like that. All right, and then I'm just going to close the top of our box by pushing in and then squeezing together. Okay, all right, then we need our wire here, and I'm just going to, let me get my mat. I'm going to lay these down, and I'm going to put the little loop up, and I'm going to go from the back to the front on the green and the red. Okay. I'm just going to, I want the green one just a little bit higher than the red one. Okay, and now what I want to do is, without bending the wire if I can, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue. Make sure that your bulb is where you want it, about right here. There we go. And then just press that wire down, and then put a little on the back of this one. Make sure they're right again. Okay. And push that down. Okay, and that kind of keeps them together. Okay, then we're going to bring in our circle that we cut from the Ink Botanicals Designer Series paper. It is 2.5 inches, but you can just use crushed curry. If you want a little bit of dimension, you could maybe emboss it. All right, and then I'm just going to put them where I think I want them. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind. Well, let's just pick it up, because okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the cap parts here. And then I'm just going to put it down again, so the bottom parts are nicely down. And then I'm just going to take my dimensionals and my take your pick tool. I'm going to take the top off, if I can get it. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to slip a dimensional underneath each bulb so that it pops up a little at the edge. There we go. And I'll take this one and I'll put it under here. Okay. And we have them attached. Okay, now we need our garden green square that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our circle. And I'm just going to put the lines in the DSP straight, and then push down where I want it, and then right at the edge of the, a little bit past the edge of the square, I'm just going to clip off that one side, the sides of that wire. All right, then we can put dimensionals on the back of our square, and I'm going to make sure which side is the front. It's right here, And then I'm just going to center it right here. And then you would put your goodies or your brownie or cookies in. Right, and then I'm just going to cut out my sentiment. I'm just going to cut them straight around it. I'm going to leave a tiny bit of white border. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here it is. All right, and then I'm just going to put them right on this upper part here with liquid glue. I'm just going to put the Christmas in the middle and just have a little bit of the DSP showing underneath it. There we go. And then the Merry above that. I think I might have used the Merry Merlot for that. It's fine. Okay. Now we're going to get our glittered organdy ribbon, and I'm going to just put it around the top. You could punch holes if you want, but this time I wanted to just try to just tie it, and it worked out pretty well with the other one. So that's why I usually do make a 3/4 inch top if I can, because it's just easier to grab. All right, and for the final touch, I'm going to be using these. These are glitter sequins, but they're a little bit curved, but they're not like the other sequins were. They're very nice. The other ones were nice too, but they were up a little bit, so they tended to catch on things, but these, I don't think they're going to. All right, and I'm going to use the iridescent white, and I'm going to put one right there and one right over here, and it's kind of three, like these are iridescent and the ribbon, so I think that looks good just like that. Alrighty, that's it. Please subscribe and hit the like button. If you have any questions, my email is below, and the link to my blog that has all of the measurements, the link to my shop where you can buy all of these products, and also the link to my Facebook group where I post sales and different information on there if you'd like to be part. Okay, have a great day, and I will see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.